Welcome to Resiliency Rounds MOC. And no, we're not talking about maintenance of certification. We're talking about maintenance of contemplation. These will be short snippet episodes where we share stories, observations, quotes. Sit back, relax, and have a listen. Enjoy. Do you want me to talk about the soup analogy?
Yeah, what?
Let me tell you about how hope and soup are the same.
Yeah.
Or active hope. Okay, So here's the analogy. And we may or may not throw this into the podcast, but we can do this. So how is hope like soup? Or how is the concept of active hope like soup? This might be a good way to understand it or to explain it to other people. But let's say that you have a pot on the stove, and in the pot you have water and you have salt. Now, the pot represents life. The water represents the things that are in your control. The salt represents what's not under your control. Okay. Now you can affect how much probability is left, meaning you can affect the saltiness of this soup by working, adding heat, adding energy to the process, boiling off the water. You're eliminating the things that you're leaving to chance. So what you're doing when you're identifying what's within your control and what's not in your control, you set about to do everything that you can within the realm of what's in your control. That requires work. The analogy there is you're boiling off the water. You will reach a certain point where all the water is gone and all that is left is the probability, is the salt. That's where hope kicks in. Okay? So what you're doing with active hope is you're concentrating probability. You're leaving only probability because you've maximized what you've done under your control. And there is the launching point for hope. That is what active hope is. That's the best way that I can explain it. Right?
Soup analogy.
The soup analogy. How active hope is like soup. But the other thing is that you could do nothing. You could just leave the concentration of probability as is, and you leave it alone, and then whatever you're going to do.
How about this? In order to bring in uncertainty, because there is someone could argue that it's not improbable, it's not impossible odds, because you could calculate how much time it would take for you to boil the water off. So what if you don't know how much water is in there or how much salt is in there?
Right. And the way you can,
because you may have to just keep boiling it. You have to keep boiling it. We keep at it. You just do all the right things. Add enough heat. Make sure you have enough.
That's a good point. And in fact, we could preface by saying that you don't know how much salt is there.
You don't know how much water is there. You don't know how much salt is there. You don't even know if there is salt in there.
But you were pointing this out earlier. There are certain situations where right? And then in those contexts, hope is wasted, right? You hope
there's no hope.
Right. You hope
completely in your control.
The worth of hope in that situation is minimal, right? It's nothing. It's not even rational.
Right.
But when you don't know, that's when it matters. And so then what you do is you boil off, boil everything down in terms of eliminating the things that are, doing the things that are within your control and narrowing it down to the probability, the uncertainty itself. And then you face that. That's how it is.
Man. Soup.
The concentration of uncertainty.
Oliver Twist hoped that he can have more soup.